We are in the tree land section with Mama Ashman, and the pup even came in the story. I cannot believe it. This is incredible. Look at this place. Christmas galore. Yes.
Hello! Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday Talks with Torrie. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna be starting this little segment called Tuesday Talks with Torrie, okay? Because, you know, we just gonna have some fun. So today's topic, you guys, I was a hairstylist and I also am gonna be doing my makeup, but you know, I'm gonna try to stay focused here because y'all know I can get distracted real easy. Okay, so this is primer, okay? So I was a hairstylist for, let's see. I worked behind the chair for probably 9 years, something like that. I worked behind the chair, so I've seen some, okay. I've seen a lot, okay? And, you know, as hairstylists, we smile and nod a lot. But do you ever just wonder, like, okay, I'm gonna just be real with you guys because here's the thing. I could never, like, say these things before because, well, I worked behind the chair and then I'd have Karen show up and, you know, if I had put these things out there, then she'd be like, so I saw your video where you said blah, 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 you know. So this segment today is gonna be a little bit about what your hairstylist is actually thinking. So hairstylists out there, you're probably gonna think this is funny as crap. If you're the one that does this to your hairstylist, I'm really sorry. All right, I'll just do what I normally do. I really need to put a headband on. Okay, hold on. Oh, my earrings. I snagged this headband at Target, and I like it because it's nice and loose, but gosh dang. Come on, y'all. Anyways, I'm gonna start off with my CC cream here, okay? We are really fancy around here, and I just, you know, draw lines on my face, but this is the CC cream. I'm getting foundation everywhere. It's fine. That's fine. So, let's take it back to when I would be, like, driving into work. I would be dreading it. No, I'm not gonna lie. I would be dreading it. And I'd usually be late. I am late to everything. Just ask Joe. But, you know, just picture Cruella de Vil. I'm speeding, you know, like, I don't usually honk at people, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I would kind of dread it, but it's nice because now, I mean, yeah, I do this kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, we're gonna move on. Literally, I could spend all day on just one topic. The clients either, you know, do say, like, that they don't realize that is going to offend their stylist, because let's just be real, hairstylists are very passionate people. We passionate, okay? One of the first things that I can think of here, because since we're on the topic of being late, it would always be like, you're in the back and you're in the break room, okay? As a hairstylist, you're in the break room waiting for your client to get there, and it's like 5 minutes goes by and they're not there. It's like, like, even though I'm late to everything. But just be like, you know, it's like, oh, they're late, you know, you're up there waiting, okay, waiting. Your client strolls in. Let me spin this for you. I have foundation on my shirt. Whoops. They are, let's say, 15 to 20 minutes late. And they have like a 45-minute appointment. Say it's a haircut. 45-minute appointment where you gotta, like, wash, dry. Of course, they probably want it curled that day too, like, everything like that, okay? And they walk in and they be swirling their iced coffee right in your face. It's a full iced coffee, okay? Girl, I know you just went and got that. I know that's why you late for your appointment. Oh my gosh. And it's so funny too. Like, goes in, It's like, they're like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm so late. Well, you know, I'm like, spin this whole story, even though, you know, it's their full iced coffee. And, you know, I'm a hugger. I would hug my clients and be like, oh my God, hey, like, you know, this and that. And go sit down, and they have their iced coffee, right? And you're like, and they're explaining why they're late, and you're like, oh, it's no big deal, no biggie at all. Let me go get a cape from the break room real quick, and I'll be back, and we'll get started. And then you walk in the break room, and any hairstylist, like, trust me, if you're a hairstylist, like I said, you know, you're gonna be like, yes, girl. You walk in the break room, and you're like, my client is 20 minutes late, and she walks in with an iced coffee, oh, and then you walk back out, and you're like, okay, so how have you been? You guys, like, I mean, let's just be real, like, we put on a professional front, right? My hairstylist out there, you know. Oh my God. So, I mean, that's just one thing, you know. Here's another great one. You get done with the appointment, you walk up, you do it, it's a haircut, you know, you trim the ends, you trim the layers, everything, you blow dry it, style it, everything. Go up to the front, and the receptionist or whoever's checking the client out, they get charged for a full haircut, right? Okay, they're like, oh no, I just got to trim. P.S. This is my VFX foundation. It looks really good. So, let me tell you why that comment is offensive to your hairstylist. Because, one, they have to, you know, they have to do all the continuing education, yada yada, like all the training, like, you know, everything like that. But not only that, a trim is a haircut. Trust me when I say that, because it doesn't matter the amount of hair that you're cutting off. It matters that you're still going through and you're doing the whole process. You're trimming it, you're trimming the layers. So just a trim is a haircut, okay? So when you say that and your hairstylist get this like crazy look in their eyes, that's why. I'm gonna just tell you. I'm helping you out. Even if you're just a client, like, I'm helping you out right now, trust me. I'm shaking my camera around, it's fine. Okay, so second layer here, I did the CC cream first, and then I'm putting on my VFX foundation, which is more full coverage. But my favorite way to apply is with a kabuki brush, flat top kabuki brush. I'm just thinking back, y'all, like, so many stories. This whole, like, what your hairstylist is really thinking, it may have to end up being more than just one episode, because I have a lot of different situations and scenarios that I've been through, trust me. But yeah, the whole like going back to the break room and like venting, like, trust me, every hairstylist does it. They do. If they say they don't, they lying. Oh, best thing. One time when I was working in the salon, oh God, the break room door, like, it was a heavy duty door, okay? Like, you could not hear anything, like, unless it got really, really loud. But it got left open one day, and you could definitely hear stylists back there saying certain things that they probably shouldn't have been saying. I was dying. And like, I'm sitting there with my client, I'm like, I like end up like running back there. I'm like, you guys, the door. And they're like, oh, like, it's like crickets. It's like, the salon owners were not happy that day. Things that happen in the salon, you guys. I like to use like a really light concealer. If you have like puffy bags under your eyes, anything like that, like, don't use anything super, super light. Try to use something that's closer to the color of your foundation to help conceal those. Otherwise, if you use something really light, you are literally just like highlighting the bags under your eyes. So I apply mine, yeah, I put a lot on there. Yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and got it on those areas too. Okay, another fun situation. Situation number whatever we're on here. Okay, so you're like foiling, or you're working towards like the top of the head, okay? So when you are foiling and you're like at the top of the head here, people tend to like get on their phones when they're at their hair appointment. I mean, you know, everyone's buried in their phones all the time. So it's like this. And I am back here, leaned over like this, trying to get that foil, like, in the front of the hair. And it's like, I'd be like, literally, I'd probably say like 20 times. I'm like, oh, can you put your head up a little bit, please? Thank you. By the fifth time of saying that, I'm like, oh, come on. So, like, being real here, like, y'all, your hairstylist is not an acrobat that's gonna be like, here, let me just hang in front of your face while you browse on whatever you're browsing on, and put the foils in the front. Meanwhile, you're trying to do this and the foils are sliding everywhere because you can't actually get good visual. So you're like hanging and the foils are sliding. So then you rinse them, you come back and you notice there's a bleeding spot and they're like, oh, there's a spot right here. Really? Well, maybe you should have put your head up, girl. Oh, because when the foils slide out, what that does is it creates a gap where the bleach is probably going to like expand and get on the scalp, okay? So if we are not able to tuck that foil in there, you're gonna have bleeding spots. And then you're gonna blame us when it's really your fault for having your face in your phone. Oh my God. You guys, so many times. You will not believe how many times that happens. And that's not just young kids. That's not just young kids. Hear me. That's not just young kids. People ask why I don't do hair anymore. I have literally stopped doing like everybody's hair. The only people I do now is I cut Joe and Asher's hair. That's it. That is it. I have stopped doing family's hair, like everything. So I'm putting on, this is actually a concealer, but it's a darker tone concealer, and I will use this for my contour. I don't like to blend it with my blending bud though. Don't ask me why, I just don't like how it blends out. I have to use my brush instead. It's just nice. It's nice. Oh, all of these things that I get to like look back on now and I'm like, oh, I don't miss it. Oh my gosh. I have people that'll ask me, they're like, so like, do you miss doing hair? You gonna go back to doing hair? I'm like, no. And it's not just like all of these reasons. There's so much more that goes to it. Like, I'm just kind of like having a little fun and being funny with this. So don't nobody be getting booty hurt over here because we just having some fun, okay? Oh. Okay, I feel like I have a hair stuck to my face somewhere. Okay, so then I put a little bit under here. And then I do just like thin little lines on the side of my nose here. Another fun situation is when someone that, like one of your clients that always does the same thing, which is fine, they want to do something different. I'm like, I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you really sure? And then you do something different and you're like, oh, okay, this looks good, like I like it, you know, and like you're, you know, impressing yourself like, oh, okay, I did that, yes girl. And then you get back to the chair and you're blow drying it and you can see this like look of like on their face, like, what did I just do? And you're like, oh, so then in your head you're thinking the same thing. They're gonna want this redone. So like I have no rhyme or reason like with this, you guys, with the blending. Like I just like, I'll go like this and circles. Like I just keep going until I get it blended. Okay? Yeah. But anywho, so you get it like dried and everything, and you know, they're looking at it and they're like, it's different. That phrase right there, I'm like, you want it different? Looks like the picture. And that usually ends up being like oh, maybe we can just like fix this a little bit. Like, can you pop in a couple like these foils or this or that? Like, so it ends up being some type of a little redo or something. I mean, you just do what you can, right? Oh my god. Okay, all right, let's finish this side. Why do I put earrings on? Trying to be all cute in the video. Ow! These earrings are gonna end up coming off. I growl, and then I wonder why Asher growls. That's stuff Joe has to put up with me and Asher. So I'm just kind of like reblending, because that's what happens if I don't set my concealer in time with powder, then it starts creasing. That was a really cute face. Okay, so BB powder, taking my little heart powder pooper. And I am just kind of like setting this really heavy under my eyes. Aren't you guys just so happy you get to see a little glimpse into Torrie's brain? So basically everywhere that I put my concealer, I feel like Blue's Clues, I'm like ironic, I'm using a blue powder and I'm talking about Blue's Clues. Oh my god, I'm like starting to see spots, you guys. I'm getting there, okay? We're gonna get there with some more scenarios, but I gotta do this detail stuff. Okay, so heavily set. Yeah. Okay, so then I take my fluffy brush, dust it in here, and I just kind of like wipe off the excess of the powder, okay? Another great scenario, you guys, is when, you know, you have, it's the holiday time, right? Like, college kids are coming back, like, I feel like everyone's getting their hair done for the holidays. So yeah, you know, it was always fun when I'd have the college girls come back to town to visit home, and they would sit down in the chair and like they've had blonde hair all their life and they're like, I want to dye my hair black. I'm like, I don't assume on what happened. Friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, like whatever, like, okay. I'm not gonna make assumptions here on what happened, but I'm like, are you sure? I get the nervous like, yeah. And you know, they're 1000% sure, 1000%. I'm like, okay, all right. Showing me all these pictures, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, all right, here we go. I'm like, it's gonna be really dark. It's gonna be like, I'm throwing up all the warnings. I'm like, it's gonna be really dark. It's gonna be really hard to get this out of your hair if you wanna go back blonde. It's gonna take time. You can't just go back to blonde like in one day. You gotta blah, 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 like that, okay? Have that full conversation, right? Well, they, you know, for the most part, they're always like, yeah, I know, like, this is what I want. I've wanted it for a while. What's a while? First off, that's what I want to know. What's a while? Was it like 2 days, a week? Like, okay. Face Perfecting Press Powder. This is my cool dark shade. I use this as kind of like my setting color for where I contoured with the darker concealer. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I go mix up the color, right? Go mix up the color. You start applying it. As you put color on, it gets darker. You have to get all the baby hairs, so you gotta go past the hairline, right? Okay, well, we're doing that. I'm saying this from like several different experiences. This is not just one time that this has happened. Applying it on there, and it's like, you know, here, they're buried in their phone again, okay? And then all of a sudden they look up, and they're like, oh, that's dark. What do you think it's gonna be? You wanted like dark brown black hair. And then I'm like, immediately when I hear that comment, I'm like, they're gonna be back in like tomorrow or the next day. This isn't what I wanted. So yeah, so those situations are always really fun, especially if you work at a salon where, pardon, but you don't really get backed up. So then when they come in and they're like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted, even though they did get what they wanted, and they just don't like it, but they don't want to have to pay for it to get redone and to lighten it back up. Instead, you have to redo it for free because, well, you work for someone else and they said that you have to. Oh. Those situations like that, I was like, if I ever owned my own salon, like ever decided to go back to hair, it would probably just be like owning my own salon, and I probably wouldn't even work. And this is a big if, okay? But I'm just saying, like, I would back up my hairstylist because it is not fun having to redo something for free, even though you did a beautiful job on it. See, this is all the venting that hairstylists want to do, but obviously, like, they can't, so they just do it with each other in the break room and, you know, vent back there. We all, like, you know, we'll all compare stories, and end of the day, everyone's doing their cleanup. It's like, oh, I had a client that did this. Well, my client did this. Don't think you're a stylist, don't do it, boom. See, I always see people do their eyebrows first and then their foundation and everything after that. I'm like, I can't get with that. I just can't. Okay, so I'm gonna be using some of the lip plumper. This is the lip plumper that I did the other video on, so you can check that out if you wanna see it in action. My lips are really chapped, oh, so I can already feel it tingling. Oh, okay, sorry. But I like to put this on before I finish the, like, while I'm doing my makeup, so it has time to, you know, plump up the lips. Okay. Ha! Don't get it on your tongue. I've still been doing my eyebrows the same way with the brow stamp thing. Let's go ahead and do these brows real quick. I don't know what I'm saying, you. I gotta be focused. Laser focused. Oh my god. I am obsessed with these stamps, you guys. The brows are important, okay? We gotta focus. I really wish that I could do the brow trend of the whole, like, brushing it up and shaping and all that fun stuff, but you guys, like, my brows are so puny. And they won't stand up. They just won't do it. Ha. Ha ha. I really wish they would, but they won't. So, here we are. I can't talk and do this, you guys. I just can't do it. So you guys see my makeup and you guys think, you know, oh, she's got it together. She's, you know, got it all figured out. No, I mess up all the time. All the time. Okay, hold on. As I'm like, I love these things. Just kidding. No, I do. We just getting crazy now. Okay. And then I just very lightly kind of, like, I don't know, pull the product forward. Like, I move forward a little bit at a time by getting just a little bit more product from back here. Like, I'm not even making sense. Whenever I say it's fine, I always feel like I get a flash of Ross off of Friends where he's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. We're gonna get back to some hairstylist real talk as soon as I get done with my detail stuff, because I can't focus on anything specific when I'm trying to detail my brows. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like I'm jacking them up. Sometimes, you know what? With all this stuff, like all the like the brow stamp and everything, like sometimes it's easy and sometimes it, like, does not do what you want it to do. That's just life. Oh, I have to sneeze. Okay, let's see if this one goes any smoother. I feel like I'm sliding the stencil around. This one could be jacked up when we take it off. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. You guys, this one totally turned out better. It messed up first, but it turned out better than the other one. It's fine. Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Even though I want them to be twins. It's fine. It's fine. I really, like, want to go in and, like, start brushing some hairs up, but literally, like, I look like a jagaloon, you guys, when I start doing stuff like that. Like, when I try to comb my eyebrows up, I look like a jagaloon. What a jagaloon is, I don't know. I like the word, though. Oh my god. Okay, moving on. Okay, now for eyeshadow. What do we want to do? I'm so boring when it comes to eyeshadow, you guys. I'm gonna just take, like, a medium brown here. It's a cool brown. And I will take my favorite blending brush here. That makes me think cool brown. There's always, like, those clients that hate warmth, like, in their hair, like zero warmth. And, like, if you're lifting, if you're going through any type of, like, lightening process, the hair is going to go through warm stages, because when you lighten hair, it goes through stages of red, orange, and yellow. The only thing that takes that out is if you, one, bleach it to crap, you lighten it past the point of being yellow, then your hair's probably fried, or you use toners. But yeah, but it has to go through those stages. And it's funny, it's not funny, but because obviously like hairstylists go through schooling, so we know this, but it's like if you have to like stop it at a certain point, it's like that client that like they want to see every in-between step, even though they know that's not going to be the end result. Like, I had a client and she hated warmth in her hair, and so she would like literally look, and she'd use the camera on her phone and like look at every single step like as I'm rinsing it out, and me knowing that like it's gonna look warm before we get, you know, to the toner part of it to cool it off. I'm like oh my god. But you know, it's fine. So you really do have to trust the process. Okay, so I just built up a little bit in the crease. I literally just use one color. Half the time when I put no eyeshadow on, but I like set everything with my face powder and everything, I still have people asking me about my eyeshadow. I'm like, not wearing any, but it's fun. So I'm just taking a really small brush and I'm kind of like smoking it out on the bottom. Fine. And I kind of will bring it up to like join into like the eyeshadow on the top. That makes sense? Okay, and then I will just lightly kind of brush it along there, okay? And then if I want to blend it out, I'll wipe the brush off and I will just kind of like swipe over back and forth. Okay, so there's that. Very simple, like nothing crazy, okay? I am going to attempt a wing. I hate wings with a fiery passion because I suck at them. I see girls do them and they're like so easy. I'm like, I wish I could do that. But, so I always use black, but I'm going to attempt brown. We're gonna get up close and personal. Speaking of personal, I mean, if you are a hairstylist for so long, you start to obviously develop a clientele, hopefully, if you're good, no. No, you start to develop a clientele, and you know, it's like you develop these personal relationships with them because, I mean, you're together for hours at a time, especially if you're doing, you know, color, cut, everything like that. So you're together for hours at a time. You gotta talk a little bit, right? That's just awkward too when you have clients that just don't talk. It's like pulling teeth to get them to talk, and so then it's just awkward for hours. I'm like, okay, all right then. But so I am always that person that I try to fill in like awkward silences. So then, you know, it's like after you have someone that comes back to you frequently and you develop that relationship, it's funny because it's like, you know, you go through, in my case, you know, I was a hairstylist, like I said, for years. So it's like, oh, whenever I was like starting to date Joe, and then it's like we got engaged, and then it's like, you know, they come, they're like, and you do that, and you do like the jumping and the screaming and the hugging that women do. I don't get that, but anyways, it's fine. So we did that, you know, you're engaged, okay. And then it comes time for the wedding, and you have to take time off for the wedding. Did you, and you know, me being the client, that's not really gonna work for my schedule. Can you try for a different month? Vacations, weddings, babies, oh lordy. Like, don't even get me started. When I went on maternity leave, like, I wasn't sure if I was coming back to the salon or not, which obviously I didn't end up going back. Hey, here we are. But yeah, I legitimately had clients say, like, when I came back from my honeymoon, I legitimately had clients that said, oh, that's awesome, I'm so happy you had a good time and the wedding was fun. Just don't take that much time off again. Oh, my hair needed you. Okay, all right then. And you know, it's like you laugh it off, but at the same time you're like, oh my god, like, really? Like, come on. It's like scary how fast, you guys, I can go from like 0 to 100. Like, I was just like all over the place, and then I'm like, okay, eyeliner. Okay, so I have half of both of my eyes done because I'm scared to do the wing. I'm scared. Okay. All right, let's just give this a try. My wings, whenever I usually do them, they usually end up like out here, like almost touching my eyebrow. It's fine. Let's just see what we can do. I don't mind the brown. I mean, it's a dark brown, which I like because I normally do black, but whatever. Okay, so let's try this. Okay. Hole. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. I say that and then watch. Oh my God. Sorry. You guys. Okay. You guys, that. Okay, so obviously I have that gap to fill in, but. Okay, it's not terrible. I don't like this part down here though. Okay, all right, I have to try to fix something. Okay, it wasn't bad. Like, I'm not kidding you when I say I hate wings. It just, they don't like me. Wings don't like me. Or the eyeliner doesn't like me. Something don't like me, I don't know. See, I always like bring it too far down here. It's fine, you just add your concealer. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, all right, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. That's how I feel about wings. Meh. We'll take it for now. We'll take it. All right, let's try the other eye. The other eye is gonna be really fun. There's always like one that's worse than the other to do. All right, let's just see. Here we go. Let me first off line this a little bit more. Oh, I'm already jacking it up. My eyes look like they're different shapes already. Okay, let's try this again. And that's the other thing about wings. Like, I feel like I always have one that's down here and one that's like way up here. It's like, I despise wings. I loathe them. Who can do wings really good? Anybody? Anybody? Tips. Give me tips. Well, they definitely look different. This is why I wear lashes, especially if I do wings. All right, let's just stop before they get bigger. Let's just go ahead and grab my 3D mascara here. We're keeping the eye look pretty simple. I swear, it's like impossible to do your mascara without making a weird face. I'm not really sure if making the weird face helped. There we go. I have no mascara on the bottom. I can't decide if I'm gonna put it on there or not, but I need lashes. I need lashes. Like, obviously, we're gonna get on the topic of unrealistic expectations. I love when people think that, like, people will ask me what mascara I use when I have lashes like this on. I'm not trying to be like mean or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, please, if you have lashes, real lashes that look like this, tell me how. Tell me how. But so getting on this topic of unrealistic expectations. Apparently we need a spelling or speaking lesson. This is not working. Updo day. Saturdays were always like crazy for, it was like updo central. Updo and makeup. I did makeup too in the salon. But yeah, it'd be like proms, homecomings, dances, weddings, events, like anything like that. Like, it was updo and like blowout central. Okay. And it never failed. Like, I am a girl with fine hair, okay? I know it looks like I have a lot of hair. These are all extensions, okay? Okay. But it's like I would have ladies with super fine hair and they'd show me a picture of like hair that you could tell like it had massive extensions or they had a ton of hair. There was like stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something like that. I was always like a people pleaser and I wanted to make everybody happy, right? I feel like a lot of hairstylists are people pleasers, but the longer you've been in the game, the more blunt hairstylists will get with you, because they're like, look, I ain't sugarcoating nothing. Because when I first started out, it's like I would try to sugarcoat stuff and be like, oh yeah, we can try to do that, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like when it would get done and it wouldn't look anything like that, because they like didn't have the amount of hair, or like it was gonna take a few sessions, different things like that. You guys, I'm trying to do magnetic lashes without the magnetic liner because I don't have any more of it right now. We may say forget the lashes. But you get more and more blunt as the time goes being a hairstylist, because you're like, nope, I don't want to give you any false hope that I can get that for you this sitting, because it's probably not going to happen. And then, you know, people would come in with dark hair and they want to be like platinum blonde in one sitting, but they don't want their hair fried and they don't want to cut any length off. Okay. We'll get you there. Yeah, sure. But I would always be very, very upfront. Like in my last few years of being a hairstylist, I'm like, that's not gonna get done today. And some of my clients would be like, what? I'm like, nah, we can't get you there today. We will. Come back. But now, of course, you have hairstylists that say this, like, oh, we can't do this, you know, in one sitting, or we don't want to fry your hair, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like a hairstylist sits down in the chair and they're like, all right, make me platinum today. I don't care if we have to chop it off. It's hair. I cannot tell you how many times I've fried my hair. Because hairstylists obviously know that we can, you know, do certain things to our hair and everything. It's like, okay, yeah, like, let's just bleach bath it 20 times. To get it to what we want, and then we chop it off and be like, oh, look at my new haircut. Oh, Lord almighty. Okay, are these gonna go on or not? Ugh. Okay, we're getting them, you guys. Ow. Just a tip, don't let the magnets pinch your eyelid. Ow. That is a task. I need to get some more magnetic liner. All right, so I'm going to, this is like my favorite blush right now, just because it's like a super, like it's a matte pink, but it's, I don't know, it's like pink. So like I said, like throughout this video, like I'm not trying to offend anyone. I am just literally like kind of having a little bit of fun with it. We all have our flaws. I have my flaws, Lordy knows. I already told you guys, I'm always late to things. But, you know, we just like to have fun around here, and this was just a video that I had wanted to do for a while, because there are a lot of things, like obviously every job, like I would love to watch this for like multiple different jobs, like nurse, doctor, like whatever, like what have you. I think it would be like, because every job has their like little quirks that like every person in that field like just is like, oh my God, this, like, it's so funny, like when hairstylists get together, it's like they can talk for days about, oh my God, I had to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like they can not know each other like for more than 2 minutes. And I feel like hairstylists just can like talk about, you know, hair in general and situations with clients and things like that. So if you a hairstylist, let me know. I want to hear some of your stories. Okay, so I am just like dusting the blush. Blush is like one of the first things, you guys, to fade off. And I always like, I don't know, I didn't used to be a big blush person, but it does fade off so quick that it's almost like you have to put on a little bit extra. And I go up in the temples a little bit. Okay, now I need a little bit of a glow. This is my terracotta highlight powder. I almost called it something else. My fave blush powder got discontinued, so I'm using the highlight powder, and I do like the frosty glow it gives, but I'm still trying to get used to saying highlight powder instead of blush powder. I don't know what that noise was. And then I just like dab a little bit on the tip of my nose. Any excess, I'll kind of run down the bridge of my nose, and then grab my smaller fluffy brush here, and I'll pull it down first and then up on the cheekbone. So down a little bit right there, up on the cheekbone, like, oh, yes. So if you guys like the whole idea of Tuesday Talks with Torrie, and you have random topics that you maybe want to hear my thoughts on, I mean, not that anyone wants to hear my thoughts on anything, but if you got some, let me know. Joe and I watch another YouTuber called Whistling Diesel. Yes, I watch too because I think he's hysterical. And he does these videos and they're literally called like Triggered, and he just like reads a bunch of hate comments that he gets, and he like basically beats up on his trucks and stuff, but they make me die laughing. And so Joe wants me to like do a triggered video where I'm like destroying makeup, reading reading hate comments. But all the time I joke with Joe, and like if something makes me mad or something, I'll be like, triggered. It's a knee slapper. You'd have to be there. All right, look at that glow, you guys. Okay, all right, so I'm probably gonna keep it kind of natural for the lips just because I went like super dramatic with my lashes. Just feeling kind of a natural lip, so what lip liner do I want? We're gonna use lip liner 222 because it's my favorite like natural color lip. I don't know. We just need to enhance, especially this upper lip, okay? So I wiped the lip plumper off. I just feel like if anything, even if it doesn't make my lips look bigger, like I feel like it helps lessen the appearance of the lines in my lips, okay? Okay. Okay, so let's just line these babies. So I overline more so in the middle to give it more of a full appearance, like in the middle here and in the middle here. And then I tuck it into the corners back here, because I feel like if you overline the whole lip, then it starts to look a little fake. I don't know, that's just me. Okay, there's the bottom. Okay, y'all. So up here where I overline on my Cupid's bow, like I don't like to make it too pointy because obviously like I have a very flat upper lip. So I feel like if I make them look too like pointy, it almost like just, you can tell that it's really fake. So we gotta go about this carefully, okay? Oh, I have to sneeze. Dang it! I hate when my sneezes just disappear like that, right on the verge of sneezing. Now my nose is just itchy. Okay. It's a very fine art to overlining in a way that is not gonna look crazy. I ain't trying to look cray-cray, okay? I tell you what, I would be lying if I said I have not considered getting some kind of a lip filler, at least on the top lip. Like, come on. It takes me forever to line my lips just because, oh, I almost forgot my mole. Cause it's, hold on, hold please. I have a mole there. I just remark it because my makeup covers it up. But yeah, it's a very fine art to overlining, and yeah, it's just, it takes so much time, so much. I feel like this lipstick color goes like perfect with that lip liner. This is a lipstick that you'll have to like reapply throughout the day, but it's like really, really creamy. It's a BB lipstick, so it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's more moisturizing. It's a BB matte moisturizing lipstick. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Put a little bit of concealer in the middle because, you know, I'm extra. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm feeling cute. Oh my God, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm fine. If you've hung with me to this point, like, thank you. But yeah, so it still kind of has like a little sheen to it, even though it's just a lipstick. It doesn't have anything over it, but yeah, I dig it. Okay, so here's the look. You got that look? Okay, sorry. This is my brain. I have a brain, the brain of a squirrel. So it's like, shiny thing over here. Oh my gosh. But you guys, like I said, we just want to have some fun with this video, and yeah. No harm, no foul. Like, I ain't calling nobody out. I didn't use no names. I'm just saying, like, so yeah, like I said, we want to start making these like a little bit more frequent with the whole like Tuesday talks with Torrie. We might not start off with every Tuesday starting off, but eventually hopefully work up to that. And so yeah, if you guys have, you know, topics, anything like that, let me know. Let me know. Specific situations. We're gonna have some fun with this because oh my god. Okay, anyways, so just know if any of those situations happen and your hairstylist like gets this like crazy look in their eye, it's probably because they're having some crazy thoughts. So we will probably definitely do a part 2 to what your hairstylist is really thinking, because there's a lot more thoughts that they have, trust me. All right, you guys, don't forget, hit that subscribe button before you leave. And if you find this video funny at all, or you have a hairstylist friend, or you want to send this to your hairstylist for them to have a good laugh, like, go ahead and just share it with them. All right, you guys, I will see you all next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, guys.